Well, Coach, any Florida resident will tell you that afternoon pop-up showers and storms are the norm, and that's exactly what we have right now. Actually expecting a pretty steady rain throughout today here in Jacksonville at TIAA Bank Field. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Indianapolis Colts and the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Set. H.E. Gator. General West.
On first down, Eason. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Johnson, the intended target. Third down here. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
On third down, Eason. And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line. So first and 10 now from the 30. Off play action. Fields. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
Looking to throw. Fields. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Back to throw. Fields. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. And this will be down just on the other side of midfield.
Let's go. Let's go.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Throwing on first down. Eason, he'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete. And he works it past the... Almost to the 25.
A gain of 13 yards. And the Colts first down.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll run with Taylor. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. A great effort there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Brett Maher on for the extra point. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Here we go. Go. 53, check 53. I got it. Go. Let's go. Hey, we got Mike.
To throw on 3rd down. Fields. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. That's pulled in at the 32. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. The throw on the quick slant going to be complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 11 that time and a Colts 1st down. On 1st and 10, Eason. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Taylor. And he gets it down to the 32. 2 yards, good enough for a 1st.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Eason. And a coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. So he's 3 for 7 throwing the football right now. Not an awful start, but also not the sharpest of starts.
No, I would agree with that. But if you're a confident quarterback and to play that position you have to be, you just act like there's something wrong with the wind currents or something wrong with the ball. It is not you. Keep throwing. That timing usually develops.
To throw again. Eason. For the catch made by Johnson. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
70, Indy. 56. No.
From the gun, Eason. He'll find Hines out of the backfield. Only a yard on the completion. It's 2nd and goal.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal.
Go now. 15, Ronnie.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Stand up here. Down. 60 outlaw. 56.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down. So they opted to pass for it on 3rd and goal. Let's see what they do on 4th and goal.
Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on 4th and goal. So they've got another play in their pocket. They're going to have to call it right now. No field goal here.
So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays. Yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown. I get that. But sometimes those 9-play drives pay dividends later with another 9-play drive that culminates in a touchdown when they wear down a defense.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
On 1st down, Fields. Oh, incomplete. The rookie had it and lost it there. And it'll be 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. From the pistol, here's Elliott. 2nd down, a little more productive than 1st. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Hey, check 20.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, people say bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
At their own 19-yard line.
Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
All day, just like that, just like that. Jim, who's your focus?
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. And he got a little aggressive too early.
And he did, wanting that quick takeoff as the ball was snapped, but I think sometimes those big guys on offense, they're pretty cagey too, right? They make those little sudden moves or those little subtle moves that get you to jump.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Eason. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Off play action. Eason. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 44-yard line. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Off the play fake. Eason. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he fires one that's intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
They start on the ground with Elliott. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
Right now, I'm just wondering where they turn on offense, Charles. I know we're not in the 4th quarter, but 2nd quarter haven't scored and struggling to move the ball.
I don't think they abandoned the run game totally, but maybe you change up your tempos. Maybe you go a little bit faster, try and catch them back on their heels a little bit to try and accomplish what you want to get done.
Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape, and that is not going to get it done. Right now in the 2nd quarter on the defensive side, they got to feel pretty good about what they're doing.
They should embrace the feeling they have now, embrace the way that they're playing, and continue that through the half. I know defensive coordinators, sometimes they overthink it, start wondering how they're going to be attacked. Just keep doing what you're doing because it's working.
1:58 left to play till we hit halftime.
Let's go!
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a 1st down. This quarterback now 8 of 15 through the air, but it's 1st and 10 here. Back to throw. Eason. Buying time to his left. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the 1st down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Hodges. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Off-play action, Eason. And he will find his man on the outside. And he's out of bounds, almost gets to the 10. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Off the play fake, Eason. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Eason, he'll rifle this one deep right side. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. This will be kicked from the 42. It's a 52-yard attempt. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers? It's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Come on, let's go!
1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Looking downfield for Godwin. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
59 Mike, check.
Operating from the gun. Fields. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the 2nd half. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. The intended target was Calvin Ridley, but now it'll be third down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. From the gun, Fields. He sets to fire deep. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get out.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Yannick Ngakoue able to record his 5th sack of the season.
54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check, watch 54, watch 54.
Looking to throw. Eason. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Shaquem Griffin, he was relentless there as he hits home for the sack. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And they're going to sack him yet again. The pass rush has been relentless. This time, it yields a safety. So the defense does their job. They get rid of that 0 on the scoreboard. Now we'll see if their offense can come to play.
Well, that's the way you get things started, right? Score yourself on defense, get the ball back for your offense, and tell them, let's go. We're in the game now.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
At the 26-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. 2nd and 9 now. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Back to throw. Fields. He's got him in. Complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. They'll get 34 yards there.
Jaguars, first down. First and 10 at the 40.
Looking to throw. Fields. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Off play action. Fields. They'll let this go for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Calvin Ridley with touchdown number 8 on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. And man, Charles, talk about zinging something in there. Those gloves, they help with one-handed catches, the fun stuff. Any padding for a rocket like that?
One would think so, but I'll guarantee you this, after that throw, his hands will hurt later. Not right now in the moment. He's just feeling good about catching it.
Yeah, a little stinger, but a touchdown. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. And they don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure.
just messes things up for you offensively. But now they've got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.
2nd and 6. That's complete to Hines out of the backfield.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
And it's 3rd down.
Ready, set. Protein spill. Hey, wahoo. Watch the safety creep. Yo, faster. Hit it.
From the gun on 3rd down. Eason got an open man. That's Campbell. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Give the Colts 13 yards and a 1st down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
I'm coming after you. Defense.
Operating from the gun. Eason. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll get this way down into Jacksonville territory. A huge play that time for the Colts. 44 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Back to throw. Eason. And it's caught. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. From 17 yards out. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. Marr on for the extra point.
And this is what coaches talk about, never being satisfied. No matter what the lead, always trying to increase it. You never know what can happen in this NFL.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Check that.
Looking to throw. Fields. Looking downfield for Godwin. Incomplete. Almost intercepted. They haven't picked him off yet. Would have been a great time for the first, but instead it's 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Watch the curl.
From the gun. Fields in trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line.
Now, this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Throwing on 1st down. Eason. And he's going to be taken down. They sack him on what will be the final play of quarter number 3. Back now in Jacksonville. It's the Colts. They've got control of the football. They also have the lead as we start the 4th. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Eason. And he finds a man on a crossing route. That one covers 29 yards, first down. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football.
On 1st and 10, Eason, Campbell making the catch. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give the Colts 13 yards and a first down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Yannick Ngakoue in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Back to throw. Eason. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And, oh, not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
The Colts on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 19. Operating from the gun, Eason. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe he didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Now this throw caught left side. He'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, Fields. Over the middle, complete. That's Terry. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Big gains in succession. Last one was over 20. This one over 30. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Draw play, Elliott. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2. And it brings up 2nd down.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run and the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an Guys, man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Chris Godwin with touchdown number 8 on the year as his guys are back within a single score. And it was a tight window. He knew he had to rocket that thing in there. He got it done.
And when you're able to complete one like that, your confidence has to just go sky high. You just mentioned it. Tight window, zings it in there despite excellent coverage. Result, touchdown.
Josh Lambo to kick off for Jacksonville.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Now.
On first down, Eason. Looking left side, and it's complete. He's at the 30, 20. And he'll get this way down into Jacksonville territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 67 yards. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Eason looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was looking that time to get it to Paris Campbell, but it'll be 2nd down.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
Now. Undercrunch, undercrunch, undercrunch. Hey, Delta.
Back to the air on 2nd down. Eason. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Paris Campbell, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Throwing on first down, Fields. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing again. Fields. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Tried to go for the big one there on 2nd down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. On 4th down, Fields. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line. It's a sack. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. Back to throw. Eason. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
This quarterback now has hit on 7 of 17 passes, just 41%, but it's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Fields. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The intended target was Chris Godwin, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. To throw again, Fields. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the gun, Fields. And the throw there going to be incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And the Jaguars send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. A good kick, 49 yards, just 3 on the return. And the Colts are going to take over, albeit deep in their own territory. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch. Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender.
And this will be caught at the 30.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
So this one winds up an Indianapolis victory, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for the Colts, they remain in the hunt for a first-round bye as they move to 11-3 on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Houston to take on the Texans. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, the season is really nosediving now as they fall to 2-12. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against Jacksonville. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Chills, my jewelry coat is chill. Stories treacherous, I effortlessly show them skills. Yeah, paper stuff the edge like I don't know no bill. See the pain deep in my eyes, they know it's real. Yeah, been this way, right before the deal. Say this one for your photo real. Blessing after testing, I'ma show them skills. You ain't gotta tell me, I know I'm ill. Stories treacherous, I effortlessly show them skills. Yeah, how about it? How about it? You want it, you have it, you got it. Just skirt the lot. Go ahead, jump it, how about it, how about it? Rep for your bro, when your poster popping your projects. Pain driven, itching, drumming. Look how far we coming. Heartbeat for the streets, you can do it. Ain't built for the weekend, sweet. This sugar, one man army, but get deep. Watch what you doing. I ain't damaged goods, damn it out the clay. You wish you could. I do this for the family, I might just blow my wheel. I'm keeping it so for real. Who feeling that glowing hill? I'm giving they souls the chills. My jewelry coat is chill. Stories treacherous, I effortlessly show them skills. Yeah, paper stuff the edge like I don't know no bill. See the pain deep in my eyes, they know it's real. Yeah, been this way, right before the deal. Say this one for your photo real. Blessing after testing, I'ma show them skills. You ain't gotta tell me, I know I'm ill. Stories treacherous, I effortlessly show them skills. Yeah, so suspenseful, I'm up in the field. Saw it in my eyes, it was the Tiger Hill. Gon' jump off the line and see the flyer field. Rewrite your history off this line right here. Your best bet be ahead, easy to get rich or dead trying. This ain't never new, I just be 10 steps instead. Snooze I won't, I can't lose, ready, rest or a bed. Do what you can to do, make your next move your best. I do this for the family, I might just blow my wheel. I'm keeping it so for real. Who feeling that glowing hill? I'm giving they souls the chills. My jewelry coat is chill. Stories treacherous, I effortlessly show them skills. Yeah, paper stuff the edge like I don't know no bill. See the pain deep in my eyes, they know it's real. Yeah, been this way, right before the deal. Say this one for your photo real. Blessing after testing, I'ma show them skills. You ain't gotta tell me, I know I'm ill. Stories treacherous, I effortlessly show them skills. Yeah, I do this for the family, I might just blow my wheel. I keep it so for real. Who feeling that glowing hill? I'm giving they souls the chills. My jewelry coat is chill. Stories treacherous, I effortlessly show them skills. Yeah, let's go. Get first off the edge like I don't know no feel. See that pain deep in my eyes. till we die, die, die. We ain't gon' run, no, we gon' hide. I can never switch, not a day in my life. As long as my dogs stay by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die, die, die. This ain't nothing for the pack. Got 16 sitting in the lag. Whole squad all dressing all black. Every single last one of them got my back. Ay, 20 of us, that's 20 goons. And ice cream whip, triple scoop. I got 3 strikes, ain't got to lose. When it's all on the line, what you gonna do? Come on, I'm highly favored. Don't wanna play me, no conversation, ain't got time for no debating. It's for the taking, no hesitation. Don't try my patience. I'ma pour out one for the set, boy, till there's nothing left. On a run to the bed until we all got them baguettes. Hear them footsteps coming, cause we coming for the jet. We ain't gon' run, no, we don't hide. I can never switch, not a day in my life. Long as my dogs stay by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die, die, die. We ain't gon' run, no, we don't hide. I can never switch, not a day in my life. As long as my dogs stay by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die, die, die.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready?
Get ready, dog.
This be the green light, go. Tires burn the pavement. People wanna know where Mace, Pops, and Dave went.
Still here, still in your ear with a style so hot, you'll see where all the sun rays went.
Legs, arms, ahead, all being moved in a frenzy.
The blends be all the right cred,
Meaning credentials.
best of both worlds
When we rockin' over pearls in the instrumental.
Are you ready?
Set, jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go.
Keep it steady, to the letter right, turn it up, we giving the show.
But can you rock it like rocket
What you
fuel?
talking about, space or out your mind?
But can you rock it like rockets,
That's a
fool?
close encounter of what kind? When it was time to get it lit, we got it hot like fever.
Sick with the talk, pass to your receiver.
All about running the spot.
And you know we got breath control, so no need to take a breather.
Cardio kingpin.
Subjugate the dub play.
And you know we can't wait to bring spins.
A-star quizzes, A plus the final.
Vocals we align, we'll move it all
Simultaneously over joints we rock.
We earn
30 years so you can say we got
3 turns.
Live off the board, unlike you and your chess men.
We install doubt in you and your yes men.
And if the game had veins, we'll insert.
Upheaval the ground.
Cause the adrenaline we blend with the sound is our thing. Relieving the kings of all crowns. Are you ready? Are you set? Then jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go.
Keep it steady, to the letter right. Turn it up, y'all keep it flow.
But can you rock it like rocket fuel?
What you talking about, space or out your mind?
But can you rock it like rockets,
That's a
fool?
close encounter of what kind?
Then jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go.
Turn it up, y'all keep it flow.
Are you ready? Set, jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go.
Keep it steady, to the letter right. Turn it up, we giving the show.
But can you rock it like rocket
What you
fuel?
talking about, space or out your mind?
But can you rock it like rockets,
That's a
fool?
close encounter of what kind?
But can you rock it like rocket fuel?
chains, I'm about to make a play. Move the chains, tell them get about the way. Move the chains, I'm about to win the game. Move the chains, baby, tell them move the chains. I score up in the end zone, do my dance all on a hater. A mover and a shaker, you a novice, I'm a player. I'm from DC, but I'm running through and sacking like a raider. 2 chains on my neck, one for now and one for later. If we don't play fair, baby, we play for keeps. You can pass me up, this is not a bye week. I'm looking for a trophy competition, looking steep. Yeah, I'm training, I've been focused, I've been bombing from the deep. I'm like, move the chains, I'm about to make a play. Move the chains, tell them get about the way. Move the chains, I'm about to win the game. Move the chains, baby, tell them move the chains. Move the needle for the city like the championships. All my records go hard, this a champion hit. I've been working for this moment like I've been in the gym. Jumping all over hurdles, I'm evading the pit. Hit the hit with anybody, take them, I can shake them. I invite them to the fire, then I bake them, I'ma break them. I'm a Hall of Fame legend, they should go and hang my jersey. Made to put in work, I don't think they really heard me like, move the chains, I'm about to make a play. Move the chains, tell them get about the way. Move the chains, I'm about to win the game. Move the chains, baby, tell them move the chains. Ain't no stopping me, ain't no topping me, I am up. #1 seed, ain't nobody popping up. Got a squad of gorillas from the jungle suited up. You kicking off against me, hope you ready, get it up. I be booted up, popping out a Sprinter or a truck. Whole team chasing bags while they chasing us. Calling audible, I read the game, I think it's time to switch. You get hit, if I miss, then my teammates got the blitz, yeah. Move the chains, I'm about to make a play. Move the chains, tell them get about the way. Move the chains, I'm about to win the game. Move the chains, baby, tell them move the chains.
It's lonely on top of the throne. I ain't a king of the pawn. Hop on a jet across the globe. I guess the world is my home and there's so many miracles burning my dome and like turbulent air. I'm switching these flows. If you look at my neck, boy, I'm letting it snow. I'm sturdy as hell, it's a vessel alone. They showing me love in my city. Gangs ain't hippies. Women like think you know what I'm about. I'm not the stereotypes. They do not fit me. I'm bigger than life. Gave everyone jobs. I'm not a guard. Go hard with a squad. I'm playing my part like them LeBron. Rings to the team. I feel Jackson and hard. The homie calling from a cell. A couple of homies be making it. I just want all of them dudes to the well. Not worry about taking a couple of L's. Don't sin for me, just win for me. Don't kill for me, just live for me. Keep it real for me. We eat together, leave the bill for me like. Hand on my heart, I give it all I got. Walk the walk and talk the talk. Take it higher, that's a God. Hand on my heart, no, I give it all I got. Walk the walk, talk the talk. Take it higher, that's a God. Never stopping, that's a must. Always winning, never lost. GPS, I never lost. GPS, I never lost. Who do it better than me? Yeah. Vision on 2020. Yeah. VVS, Clippity. Yeah. Determination, laser focus. Banging on they door, they taking notice. Taking notice. Taking notice. Determination, laser focus. Banging on they door, they taking notice.